Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Just Jamie podcast. And on today's episode, we're going to talk to two childhood friends who are about to embark on a pretty epic European vacation to commemorate their 50th birthdays. So welcome, George, and welcome, Jeremy.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited. So I am 49 and a half years old, and I think I've known George for 44 of those years.
Yeah, that's actually my longest friend, probably one of them.
Yeah.
So we've known each other since kindergarten.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I was supposed to go to New Jersey soon. I was wondering if I could look for some Randall Carter pictures and put it in of us. I know I had the worst haircut ever, so I don't know if I want to find those pictures.
That's what we need. We need all of our pictures from kids on this at the end. Splice
Yeah,
that
I
in.
think so. I might do a little montage or something. Yeah. So I'm obsessed with travel, and we are knee-deep into our travel series, and my audience is about 50-50 men and women, and I thought it would be so cool when I saw George's post about this trip. Why not talk to you guys before, and hopefully I can talk to you after the trip, and I'm just dying to know everything about it. So walk me through the planning. How long did it take? And go.
Well, I think like all good stories, it started at the at a bar on the back of a napkin, and we were kind of kicking around the idea that we're getting older and we're all turning 50. And we thought, what would be some epic things that we could do? And George's birthday is at the end of September, and we were kind of brainstorming and a couple more Tito's, and we thought, wow, Oktoberfest, that would be a cool September birthday. And that's kind of the genesis, and it spiraled from there. And then we started just talking about, if we're going to make this trip happen in a lifelong adventure, what are we going to do to make this just really super cool? And in a nutshell, we're going to take a month sabbatical, and we're going to have a third high school buddy from Wayne Valley that's going to join us for part of the trip as well. And
Tim is joining you, right, in October at the end?
Yeah.
Tim? Yes. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it'll be George and I will be together for the first 10 days. And then Timmy Maher, who you guys know, will be joining us for the next 15. And then our wives are going to fly out for the final 6 or 7 days. And they're going to all meet us in Munich. And we're going to do Oktoberfest with, we got about 10 people out there. Yeah.
I am beyond jealous, but so I'm trying to keep that held back a little bit, but I think this is the coolest idea ever. So how did you decide budget, right? First, so you're taking sabbatical, so you've got to kind of plan for that, right? You're leaving your regular lives for a pretty long time. Did you guys have to say we've got to keep it in this parameter? How did that work?
Okay.
Yeah, I think we did. We just set our budget, and again, it's not we're pretty frugal when we need to be, and going off the beaten path a little bit, not staying in the major cities, but close enough where when it's time to have a great meal or see a concert or hit the museums, that's the plan,
Yeah, and we gave ourselves enough time. We started doing this about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So we really, again, when we were just brainstorming at somebody else's birthday, when we were all turning 49, and it was like, whoa, this is getting close. This is getting real. But really, it's about, if we don't do it now, when are you going to do it? And everybody could lie to themselves and say, I'll get to it. And even though a birthday is just I don't want to say it's a made-up milestone, because it is a legitimate milestone, but you use it as a plausible excuse to say, let's make some life happen. And we live our lives about doing stuff and making it happen. And so as we kept talking about this, we kept adding to it and thinking, it's going to be a reality. And we had a lot of people we'd be talking about this and said, you're not going to do that. There's no way you're going to take off a month of work. There's no way you're going to do all these crazy things. And we are. Now that it's happening, people are like, wow, this is pretty cool.
We actually go away. We actually been doing trips for 7
or 8 years. Yeah.
So every year we always go on one major trip, or not a major trip, but a good long weekend where we hit usually a national park or something just to get together. So it's
I love that. If you tell me I can't do something, I'll want to do it, twice as badly, take pictures and just document the hell out of it. And I think, we always think, right, like 49 or, I can blink and I can feel like I was just 39. I've lost a parent and, tomorrow's not promised. And it sounds sort of like we're being a little melodramatic, but like, what are we waiting for? Like, one of my questions to you guys is, have you always traveled? Or did it come to you sort of later? And, like, where's travel fit into your life so far?
Well, our first big trip, it literally was on a whim. I got that coffee mug that there's on a whim. George came in for an eye exam, and we went out for lunch right afterwards. And we're sitting at lunch. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing this weekend? It was like a Wednesday. And he's like, I've got nothing going on. I thought I had nothing going on the rest of the afternoon. I was done. I said, let's take a trip. And he said, where do you want to go? I said, I don't know. I got to do a little bit more at the office. I went on Southwest, clicked a couple buttons. The only flight that we can catch that night was out to Boise.
Nice.
And we're like, I don't know, we'll figure it out in the airport. So, click, click, click. And we ended up in Boise. We went to Yellowstone and we did a 5-day trip and it's pretty wicked. I mean, that was the first one. And then we just kept it up. And so we kind of wing it. And that's part of the fun of this adventure. Believe it or not, we've got one hotel booked when we land the first day, because anybody who's done any European travel, you know that it's zombie day, right? You fly over in the middle of the night, you land in the morning, you don't know where you're at, you don't know who you are, your head's spinning, it's kind of crazy. You do as much espresso as you can to just kind of get functional. And so you need a room. And so we have that, so at least we could check our luggage, do a quick wipe down and then hit the streets. But the next 25 days, we don't know.
I know. And that's what I love about it, because I have traveled very, everything sort of planned. I know where I'm going to be. And then for my 40th, I went to spring training, couldn't get a hotel room. I slept in my car, and then I was at the game. So I love kind of both sides of that. And I think you guys are also doing one bag, yes?
Well, yeah, one bag each.
Oh, yeah, one bag.
Okay.
One bag, 1 month, and one backpack, too.
Yes.
Yeah, so part of me totally gets that, and then part of me is like, but what about the shoes? What about the shoes? I know.
Full disclosure, actually, let me qualify that. We don't have anything booked up until the wives land in Munich.
Right.
We were not allowed to not have plans, so the 25 days in between are unplanned, but the back
and then
end
you'll
of that
shower.
trip is,
And then you'll shower right before they get there.
Pretty much.
No, but I think that's so cool, because first of all, that frees up the budget, right? And one of my questions was, are you pretty much the type that, like, one of you wants to golf, one of you wants to hike? Will you be in a city where you both want to do different things, but you only have one day? Or are you going to try to, keep the buddy system?
I think we're pretty compatible travel partners. Like,
yeah.
Whatever we're going to see, at least for me, it's going to be the first time. So I'm game for anything. And usually we don't have any set plan. One of our favorite things to do is, do we have time? Yeah, we got time. Let's go do it.
I love it.
So
I love it.
We don't, whatever happens, happens. That's the beauty of it.
And we're both, George is a chef. And so obviously he loves food. And so we're looking at street food and just kind of winging it. We're both history buffs. The travel bug, we're adventure seekers too. So a lot of this we've been finding out that I didn't know that other countries have national parks. That's how ignorant we were when we started. And Croatia's got some of the coolest national parks in the world. But,
I just watched a show on Croatia like 2 days ago.
It hasn't been totally found yet. It's up and coming. But we're going to do that. We're going to be doing, hiking, and we're going to be doing whitewater rafting. And if anybody's ever gone to Europe and done canyoneering, so we've got some adventure mixed in. There's obviously going to be a ton of churches. There's going to be a lot of food scenes. There's going to just be local stuff. And our goal is to, we kind of have a skeleton outline for each day where we kind of want to go. We've got a 2 to 4 hour kind of window of our drive time.
Okay.
But our goal is to wake up, hit a local bakery and hit a local guy up and say, hey man, we're going in that direction, 3 hours. What do you suggest we do? And we're going to kind of do a choose your own adventure for 30 days.
I'm obsessed with this already, and hopefully it's not like a freaky groupie thing, but are you guys going to be sort of documenting as you go along and sharing it, or just do one kind of blog at the end, or?
No, I think actually we're going to we talked about this and maybe doing a little live on Facebook or on the social media in the morning, just kind of lay out what we're going to do for the day or where we may be headed, and then do a recap later on at night. And
yeah, I think that's awesome because I think, first of all, it gives people the courage. Like, it's in your face for those who said you weren't going to do it. Cross them off your list. But also, it kind of gives people, I don't know, the permission or the courage to be like, well, okay, they're doing it this way. And it just kind of shows people, because I know I didn't hit Europe till later. I thought it was for other people, right? Like, it was too big a deal. And then I realized I was paying more to vacation in California than to fly to Europe. Right. And my job took me all around the United States, and I was very lucky. But I just, now I felt like I waited too long. So now I think anybody watching this episode, because we've got international viewers. I mean, Just Jamie's up and coming, and we've had like over 160,000 views. But I think even though that's small in the world of podcasting, I just hope it gives people permission to be like, well, hell, I'll just follow what these guys are doing. Or, it just kind of gives people freedom to, I don't know, get out there.
Well, that's what we're trying to do, is that, there's a lot of people in life that are planners, and we love that. I like going to vacation. There's another couple that we travel with that they plan it down to the minute. And it's great because I'm totally on vacation and I'm a very good backseat. You just take us where to go. But this is going to let people know that you can have some general ideas, but you don't have to stick to that exact itinerary, because it's like, when you take the kids to Disney, if you try to get every single ride in, you're going to be miserable because you're just cramming everything in. So just enjoy the moment. I mean, there really is a carpe diem element to what we're going to be doing. We've also recognized that we're not going to be able to get everything done, and we're going to have to be able to say we're going to skip some stuff. But we've also said, we budget in a couple days where we've got like a 5-day clip where there's 3 cities, and we don't know if we're going to stay in a city for 1 or 2 days. Or 2, we're going to say, hey, man, you having a good time? You want to stay? Yeah, let's stay. Yeah, let's get out of here. And we'll figure it out. And like George said earlier, there's something cool about being off the beaten path, where you're going to be, 15, 20 miles outside of the cities, where you could really get a local flavor, the street 100%. Food, the true culture, instead of just tourist traps. And tourist traps are cool. I mean, if you go to Italy, you're got to go to Pisa, right? Because it's part of the thing. It's a horrible experience after 20 minutes, but you have to go to that tourist trap. We're going to try and just be able to just settle down and enjoy ourselves with a lot of steps, a lot of hikes. And again, it goes back to that age thing. We're still relatively healthy enough that we're going to knock it out, and we're going to be, we got a drone. We're going to be doing some wild, crazy things. And George is going to be our photographer and videographer, and it's going to be pretty epic.
Yeah, you should almost send someone that that has a podcast, some footage or something.
Yeah,
but no, I think it's incredible, and that's why I was going to ask about physical fitness, because you guys are both in shape, and are you, obviously you answered it with hiking is going to get you your steps, because I'm not somebody who can vacation on a beach. Like, if I sit still for too long, I start to twitch, but other people love to just sort of vegetate. So like, you guys are already pretty compatible. So you're going to hit the streets and get your steps.
We're early risers. I mean, we talked about sunsets, and we're going to go every day from sunrise to sunset. And everything in between. And, you've got some hiking stuff that, we might hit some trails early before it even gets light outside. Nothing crazy. We're not going to be doing any rappelling and rock climbing, but because we are older. But,
I don't care for the O word. Not the O word.
There's national park hikes, but there's also in some of the cities that we're going to be hitting, like Prague, Vienna, Budapest, there's urban hikes where we're going to be going for 20, 25,000 steps a day, just hitting every activity you can in some of those urban environments. And that's going to be part of it too. I mean, we are going off the beaten path, national parks, big cities, and like you asked about accommodations, the cool thing with these pocket computers is, we've got a 3-hour drive. We can figure out the day of, and are we going to be at a hostel? Are we going to be at a hotel? Are we going to do a VRBO? Do we meet some friends along the way that have a cottage? Oh, right.
And that's 100%. You can get last minute rates, and a lot of times your budget will go a lot farther because you're booking last minute. And they're like, well, the room is open. If you're booking it at 8 o'clock at night, you might get, kind of a upgraded room for a cheaper price. So that's kind of the thrill of the hunt. It's like finding a sale somewhere, and you get so excited. At least I do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So is there one thing that's sort of like the holy grail you can't wait to, is like Oktoberfest, like the big crowning achievement, or is there one thing along the way that each one of you are dying to do?
Well, I'm very fortunate that it will be my birthday first night in Munich, so that's going to be pretty cool to have all my friends come out, and just so happens that it falls on my birthday, and I'm so fortunate to have all these guys, so that's pretty cool, but
No, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Because most of us can't find someone to pick them up at the airport. And you've got people flying international for you. So, I mean, that says a lot.
It's a big deal. Yeah. I mean, it's on his birthday. It's a big deal.
That's
for me,
incredible.
it's just the hike. I mean, some of the national parks, I'm pretty outdoorsy. So that's for me, looking forward to that. But also the food. I mean, to get to see some new things.
That's what I was going to say. So do you think you're going to bring back sort of any of the recipes or things that you have?
Absolutely.
Like maybe
Yeah, absolutely. I hopefully some new inspiration. I cook for a couple clients on a weekly basis every night, so bring back some new recipes.
They must be excited for the new stuff, and I guess you can't really do random eye exams in Europe. But
the license doesn't transfer overseas.
you'd be like, let me see your eyes. Yeah, George has more of a transferable skill situation.
Yeah, if we run out of money, he can always cook on the street corners. I'm going to be worthless out there, but yeah.
Give me a flame.
This is my point, yeah. Because I love watching like Rick Steves travel. I pretty much watch it on a loop at the house, and he always talks about getting to a place early or after hours, after the big tour buses leave, eating the street food, talking to the locals. That's like, I'm a big disciple of his, and I think that's the way to travel.
Yeah, definitely. From our experience, we're both 5 a.m. wake up, get going.
Yep.
We don't. Doesn't take us long to wake up. Once we are up, we're up. So most of the parks we've ever done, we're out there before the whole crowd. It's the best time.
And it's a little bit off peak season now because September is when people go back to school. So the weather's still gorgeous. Schools are started, so it's not as peak season. And then, like you said, you just find the tour buses and the cruise ships and avoid those days.
Yeah.
In Croatia, like Dubrovnik is a big cruise port. Find the days that the cruise ships are coming in and stay away. And those are the days we go inland and go to the national parks, because those are, that's a little tip, but that's a huge difference. And, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. I actually don't have a favorite yet because I'm so excited about the whole thing. I mean, it's just, as a package, it's a pretty wild thing to think that we're going to be hitting 10 or 12 different countries. The euro will transfer in, I think it's 9 of the 12 countries. Okay. So we're going to have to do some exchanges. But, in the United States, we take for granted that you drive 3 or 4 hours, you're in a different state. It's not a big deal. But in Europe, you're talking different language, different food, different culture. It's just mind-blowing what you can do on a day-to-day basis. So it's, we're super excited about it.
Now, George, I know your daughter's older. She's in college now, right?
She's out of college. She's
she is already. And you've got younger kids, Jeremy?
I've got 4. I just dropped off 2 off at college, and we got 2 more middle school. And
so are they totally inspired by this trip? Because I think, they're always watching you at whatever age they are, and kind of, this is a pretty ballsy trip. And like you said, those tips that you're giving of avoiding the cruise ship, that's why we're doing this show. So people can be like, oh, I never thought of that. So are you kind of hoping your kids take a little bit of this with them?
Yeah, they didn't believe me. This is a 20-year dream. Believe it or not, the genesis of this whole thing, which is crazy, is when we had the first 2 kids. We call them the bigs and littles. But when the bigs were born, I thought, you know what? When I drop the 2 bigs off at college, I'm taking off. And they're not going to be able to come home because we're dropping them off, and they're not coming home till Thanksgiving. And so we had joked about that for like 15 years. And now that it's becoming a reality, we're taking off. And
do your kids like to travel, both of you? Do they have the bug as well, or not yet?
So my daughter, actually, it was a goal of mine to get the kids to all 50 states before college.
Oh, cool.
We actually just hit, so kid number 2 hit her 50th state this summer. Kid number one's at 47. He's a little jealous and pissed. And then the little ones are in their high 30s, so that we have plenty of time to get them finished up before they go off to college.
Wrong person has the podcast. You should at least have a travel vlog or something. Jeez, that's pretty incredible. Jeez.
George is with me when I hit the 50th state. That was one of our random trips. We went up to North Dakota and popped a bottle of champagne. You know, you're driving on I don't even know what that highway, I-50 or whatever, in the middle of nowhere. Pulled off the car on the side of the road because there's nothing. And we had a poster and a big champagne bottle and left the car in the middle of the road because nobody's getting there. Welcome to North Dakota.
Love it. So this begs the question, favorite state that you've ever been?
Not New Jersey. Go ahead.
I hear you.
So far for me, it's Maine. Maine was gorgeous.
Okay.
It was a good
Yeah,
one.
I was lucky. I was sent to Maine last summer for work, and I was there for a month. And one of my good friends lives there. I was going for a run, and every 2 seconds, I'm like, "Ooh, lighthouse!" I was so distracted by the eye candy. It was so beautiful.
I think Utah and Montana are the two most underrated states in the country. Summer or winter, you can't. Utah probably gets a nod because of all the beautiful national parks, but
Yeah.
Utah and Montana are lights out.
Okay, and favorite country you've ever been to besides here?
This will be the first for me, other than Mexico or
Okay.
Yeah.
those-
Dominican, we did. Yeah.
Dominican probably.
All right, so
really good.
those count. Those count.
Yeah.
My last name's Ciano. I can't not say Italy on this thing, but Switzerland was pretty cool too.
know.
Yeah.
We'll forgive you. We'll pretend, if we gloss over how long it's been since we graduate, we can gloss over the fact that you're turning on your Italian heritage. So your wives and girlfriends, anybody need to be talked into this? Or were they like, let's do it, no problem?
No problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's going to be us, the three of us traveling, and then the wives coming out, and then we've got a couple of other couples that are meeting us out there to celebrate George's birthday. And like you said, it's hard to get somebody to come out for dinner. And
honestly,
we've got 6 couples that are coming out to visit him in Munich. Says a lot about friendship and loyalty.
No, it honestly does. And I think that's we shouldn't gloss over that, because honestly, to try to get people together, I knew when I moved 40 minutes north of Wayne, still in New Jersey, people are like, oh, that's a ride. I'm like, oh, clearly, and then you've got people, I know when my dad passed away, a friend of mine surprised me, drove 6 hours for a 20-minute stay at the wake because he had to get back to work. Like that, to me, it's kind of like people, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do kind of thing. And that's pretty epic when people are willing to fly for you. So you must be a pretty nice guy, George.
That's right.
I know.
Depends who you ask.
Well, this guy at least won't, blab all your secrets, right? Well, I'm just so glad you guys joined, and I'm hoping I can get you for kind of the post-game wrap-up, if you will. Now, are you going to be able to, because I'm a big college football fan, are you going to be missing anything while you're on the road, or you're not too worried about it?
We're going to be present.
Yeah.
Really, I know that sounds, you mentioned it before. About really being in the moment and all the trivial things that we say, these cliches, but one of my top 10 books in my life is a book called Die with Zero, and it really talks about embracing these moments. And we're huge football fans, and we love all that stuff, but that'll be here next year.
Yeah,
being in some country that we can't pronounce, on some river that we can't pronounce. We got to be present for that. And so we've been actually debating if we're even going to be taking our laptops or not.
Yeah.
That's how, not off the grid we want to be, but how present we want to be, and run till exhaustion. And if we get all those steps in and we have a great meal and we have a couple cocktails that night with the locals, and we sleep hard and wake up and wash, rinse, repeat, it's pretty cool. And,
this is like the trip dreams are made of, really.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do.
I wouldn't change a thing. I think it sounds like you guys have, the greatest attitude ever, but also bring what you need to stay in touch and be smart, but otherwise let the world, like you said, it'll all be there when you get back. And I think this is pretty amazing. And I know I kind of can't wait to follow along.
Yeah, well, we're gonna not overcomplicate it. Like you said,
Right.
we're doing one bag, and the reality is you don't need to overpack. People lose their mind with that stuff, and it's gonna be hard for 30 days, but you're gonna wash, rinse, repeat. You're gonna recycle some stuff. We'll buy some stuff on the road. We'll throw some stuff away, and we'll figure it out. And it doesn't have to be overly crazy.
Listen, I just came back from Ireland with, it was 7 of us. My mom is almost 80, and then my youngest niece was just about 16. And which kind of kills me. But 2 years ago, Stacy, my sister, we were going on a boat tour to Spike Island when we were in Ireland. She bought freaking water shoes with her, and I'm like, Stacy, like, you're going to be on the boat. Like, you're not swimming. It was such a debacle. Her packing was a nightmare. That's why I do packing videos, because even though I'm a girl who likes my crap, I do not need to overpack. But the water shoes, I was like, that put me over the edge. And this year, she left them at home. But yeah, so I'm all for the not packing. You can still look chic without overpacking. That's just me.
Yeah, we got three pairs of shoes:
I think so.
sneakers, hiking shoes, and a semi, not even hey dudes.
They're Hey Dudes, let's face it. That's about as fancy as the footwear for us.
Yeah.
No, I think it's amazing, guys. And so when do you leave officially?
September 4th
Nice.
through October
Okay.
2. Yep.
Well, I know I'll be following along, and be safe. And I appreciate you carving out some time, because it's not like you don't have anything else going on. So.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
us on.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, bye, guys. Travel safe.
All right, take care, Jeff.
Thanks.